Hello, I am Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. We are going to be discussing things that pertaining to the homeland, and we are going to, be discussing this as our tradition here, because remember that that's part of our tradition to be discussing all those things. And I do hope that you are joining us in order to make this a very lively thing. I think the sun is affecting the sun is affecting. Okay, I think you are seeing me. I am still Kodili-nye, the son of the wonderful. Remember to like this and comment, and remember to share to your friends. And if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do, because it will help us to continue on this task we have taken to. So what are we going to be discuss? It's about the Anambra state government to do a 6-lane roads, that all the roads they are dualizing should be 6-lane. We have done this since before, and we have discussed it over and over again. If you check, for a few months ago we talked about it and we hammered it through and through why it's necessary that these major roads they are dualizing should be at least 6 lanes. What we mean is a 3-lane in both sides. That's 3-lane going, 3-lane coming back. So that's what we did discuss. And when nobody actually understand the mistake that have been the mistake that is the government is now doing, because we keep on doing over and over again the same mistakes. I don't know why in our homeland, in Anambra state, we have not learned that to avoid the mistakes of the past, we keep on repeating it over and over again. And that's where we keep on hammering it until the people responsible will be able to watch our clips and learn 1 or 2 things, because we cannot assume that the government and government officials or even the governor himself know everything. Because sometimes you need to help the government in order to improve a lot of things, because if you don't, you will end up having a problem even after they must have gone from power. And you will, when you ask him, he said, oh, nobody advised me on that. Although that the Nigerian politicians generally claim to know everything, but delivering very little. So, but the government is virtually supposed to be the people offering their their advices and their inputs, and from there the government will be able to harvest them and use it for the common good. And that's why we are trying to do here by discussing about this issue of road and road improvement and dualization. We will not fail to acknowledge that the government is actually improving things, especially the Soludo government in Anambra state. We must not fail to acknowledge that is actually improving things, because if others, especially his predecessor, would have done some of those improvements, he would have built on that. But because they didn't, so it's like a new thing happening, and that's why people are basically happy with what the governor is doing. But to avoid the mistakes of the past, I will use a case study of this avenue in Oka. When this avenue was being dualized by Ngige and Obi administration, people were so happy that finally they are dualizing this road, but not knowing that dualizing it, making it a 4-lane road, that's 2 on one side and 2 on the other side, will later create its own challenges. Because if you look at the population of Anambra State and what will happen after you do the road, more vehicles flying there, and you know, there is always a challenge of parking and all those things, and vehicles that will actually park along those roads. And once the roads, all these vehicles are parking along the road or trying to move into the adjoining street, meaning that they are taking 1 lane of that road, what you have a single lane. It's like you still have a single lane in a place that's supposed to have at least 2 lanes free for fast movement of vehicles. So that's why when Soludo was talking about, and when we predicted that he's going to do the Anambra to Ekulobia to Garod, people were saying that we are doing fake news, and it turned out to be, even popular bloggers were actually criticizing us, saying that we are not giving facts. A lot of people criticize us. If you check in the comment section, and some of the people that were asking me, oh, where do you get this information, and now it's happening. But I was surprised that Soludo is actually making that error that was done in 6th Avenue. You can see it in Ekulobia. You can see it in many of the roads that is dualizing, that instead of making it 6 lane, 3 in each side, a super highway like that should be not less than 6 lane, or even 8, 10 lanes. That's 5, 5 or 4, 4. So, but unfortunately, it started on the same mistake. So what will happen in Amobia, Ekulobia, Oga Highway? As soon as they finish the highway, people will enjoy the euphoria of that dualization. But after 1 year or 2, what will now start to happen is that the whole place will clog up again, and it will look like it's not dualized, because the economic activities and the vehicular movement, people trying to move into adjoining roads and all those things, they will start to take 1 lane of that 2 lane of those roads, and making the remaining 1 to be only 1 lane, single lane. So it's like the government has built a 1 lane highway, super highway. That's what will happen, and that's what we are advocating in this channel, that the government should rethink now before it's too late. You know, rethink now before it's too late. And why we are saying this is that he can also amend some of them now, you know. But the one that is starting from Amobia via Agolo, Nanka to Ekulobia, now they are doing it. It is not too late for them to re-amend it. But the one they have already done, they can also re-amend it. We will recommend what they need to do. They need to expand, especially near road, adjoining roads, expanding it, you know, putting extra space, so that if a car is trying to divert left or right, it will have a place to pull out. And to look at the areas that have a lot of activities, to also create more lane, to create more space for parking along those highways. That's how it's done. That's the standard way of doing highways. Because when you talk about highways, you will not have a situation whereby the whole roads are clogged by cars and human activity. This defeating the purpose of why you dualize the roads. So you have highways, as Americans will put it, is a place that no obstruction. So when you have a multi-lane highways, what happens is that there is total free movement of cars, vehicular movement. So no stopping, nothing stopping them. So that's what motorways and highways. And now they have put it super highway. You expect that it will be really super highway. But what we are seeing is still the same old way of doing things in our homeland, which has not helped anybody, which has also in turn created its own challenges and problems. So that's what we are discussing now. But I don't know what's your opinion. I don't know if you understand what we are talking, and what do you think on what we are discussing so far? Do you think we are making sense? Let me put it this way. What we are saying is building 2-lane or 4-lane highway is not a modern form of roads construction, especially when you expect the population increases and economic activities, because those economic activities will actually overtake those roads. I mean, in places that you don't have any other form of transportation, and fewer dualized bigger roads or larger roads or motorways. So most of the people will try to use those areas, and they will also be stopping or parking. They will be parking on one of the lanes. They will be using it for parking or pulling by to if there is an issue of maintenance or issue of shopping or trying to divert to adjoining street. By so doing, they will basically take over the road and make the road to be very difficult for others to navigate in it. That's why we are discussing about it, and that's why we will help us to share this, so that those in the Ministry of Works in Anambra State and the governor himself will actually take a note of this, that is better to have a 6-lane road where you have 3 lanes in either side, so that 2 will be always free for vehicular movement. Remember, when you have that, you have 1 lane for overtaking. So the other outer lane will be a lane for service lane, which that people will be pulling by or stopping or trying to divert to adjoining streets and roads. So that's the standard. That's how it should be done. So that's why we're advising in this channel that they should look into this again and do the needful by changing this their pattern, because the world is moving on and leaving Nigeria behind, and in Anambra State we're still not understanding this, and because we are not understanding this, we're still doing the old ways, we are still doing the old pattern and expecting to have a new result. We shouldn't be patting ourselves on the back if we are not fully doing what we're supposed to do. That's why the governor, Professor Soludo, I know that you mean well for the state, but it's better that whatever you are doing, you do it thinking about in the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. That's what is very, very important, so that you don't start again demolishing houses again, trying to expand the road again. So that's what is very, very important. And remember, we discussed about putting also rail space for rail from there, because they would have taken this opportunity, but unfortunately they have not seen this. because they will now end up paying compensation in the next 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. They start talking about rail again, destroying people's property again. That's what is happening in our homeland. That's what we are discussing, that the government should take note, and the government should be inventive and futuristic in its dealings. Thank you very much for joining us. I am still Kodili-nye, the son of Wonderful. I do believe that you enjoy our discussions. I need your input. This vlog need your input. Share to many of your friends, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe. And I am Kodili-nye, the son of Wonderful. See you in the next one. God bless you. Bye.